reportedly, Bianca's head was nearly decapitated from her body.
Alright, y'all, it's bleed. We're reacting to the savage murder of an Instagram e-girl. I don't know what an e-girl is, but yeah, Instagram e-girl, Bianca Devins. We're gonna see what this is. I never heard of this story, so we're gonna see, but this shit is sad, bro. We're gonna see how it is. We're gonna see what happened. Whoever killed her, lame ass boy, get no cheeks, little shrimp, all that shit. If it was a guy. If it's a girl, she a hoe, she ran through, she get noted. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you want me to do, what you want me to react to, all that stuff. Just let me know in the comments and I'm gonna put out for y'all. I love y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, all that stuff. So yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Yeah, road to 2,000 subs. Let's get to the video.
At that point, you grabbed her by the back of her head.
Yes, ma'am.
And you saw him start her throat.
It was multiple slices, ma'am.
And you record that.
It was on the video, ma'am. Yes.
And then as she's lying in the back of the car, you take your cell phone and you continue to record her as she's taking her last breath.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Arya here. I just want to give you a very big thank you for coming along with me once more as I cover yet another horrific crime that took place revolving around the internet. As we continue our journey together, exploring the question of whether or not the worst monsters are no longer hiding in the dark, but right here in the light of the technology beaming straight into our faces. Instagram serves as the backdrop for today's horrific story, as everyone's favorite photo and video sharing app played a role throughout the events involved in the murder of Bianca Devins. Instagram, what is there really to be said about it? I have it, you most likely have it, and enough has been documented about the ill effects that a platform like Instagram can have on our mental health. For this case, I don't think Instagram is really to blame. However, it certainly serves as a setting for the events that transpired. But as we dive into this story, I want you to think about your activity on Instagram. What type of comments do you leave? What are the
What comments do y'all leave? Shoot, I don't even comment on none. I don't even like none. I just watch like curry videos, skits. So shit, I don't even leave no comments. I don't even like nobody's stuff. But shit, what do y'all do? Like, what do y'all watch? What comments do y'all leave? What, like, all that, bro? Because I don't know. Because some people be certified haters for no reason and just be leaving just like hating ass comments like little shrimp, tribals. Like, come on, bro.
Comments you leave? What type of content do you share? How are you contributing to the ecosystem and culture on Instagram? Let's begin. Bianca Devins was a 17-year-old recent high school graduate living in her hometown of Utica in upstate New York. According to Bianca's family, she was a talented artist, a loving sister, daughter, and cousin, and a wonderful young girl. Like many teenagers, Bianca was very active online and developed a reputation amongst her followers as an e-girl, an aesthetic influenced by various subcultures of the past but born from the social media age. Instagram was where Bianca met 21-year-old Brandon Andrew Clark. After exchanging messages on the site, their friendship soon grew.
Why does every killer have Clark in their name, bro? Like, just hear his name, Brandon Andrew Clark. Like, it's like, bro, you just like, damn, bro, he's a whole ass fucking serial killer.
And they became familiar with one another's families, and their online friendship grew into a romantic relationship in the real world. However, around just 2 months after—
Whoa, that's a case, buddy. 17-year-old, 21, that's a case, buddy.
After meeting in person for the first time, Brandon Andrew Clark would savagely murder Bianca Devins in a case which would shine a spotlight on the dark machinations behind the social media machine. On the night of July 13th, 2019, Bianca and Brandon had attended a concert in New York City, about 4 hours south of Utica. According to police, the two got into an argument at the concert venue, but there was little detail surrounding what the argument was about. Some sources posit that the fight could have potentially been about Bianca kissing someone else. This argument at the concert...
Okay, that changes the ballpark. Okay, it's not cool to kill anybody. There's no reason you shouldn't kill anybody. But it's like, shit. If they were dating and she kissed somebody else, bro, she did not deserve to get killed, but she deserved to at least get two-pieced. Not fucking killed or none of that. But she deserved to get, and then that's all, bro. She didn't have took her life, killed her, none of that, bro. What he did, too far. But I don't know what he did yet. So we're gonna see. But in the beginning of the video, it said y'all gotta watch the video to know what I was about to say.
The concert didn't seem to end there, as soon after they left the venue, sometime after 10 p.m., Brandon drove them to a dead-end road. Here is where, according to police, the argument had progressed to a point in which Brandon took out a large knife with a black handle. Things quickly turned physical, and during this altercation, Brandon fatally attacked Bianca with a knife, slitting her throat. Bianca's attack was so brutal that, reportedly, Bianca's head was nearly decapitated from her body. Now, as true crime aficionados, we're very aware of the many possible paths that a killer in Brandon's shoes could take. The killer could flee the scene of the crime. The killer could report the crime, claiming to have found the victim in that state. The killer could even pretend to have been a victim himself, having narrowly survived the encounter that left Bianca dead. However, Brandon did none of those things. Instead, Brandon turned to Instagram. On July 14th, 2019, just before dawn, Brandon, still at the scene of the crime, would post several Instagram stories alluding to the horrific crime that had taken place. First, he posted a still
Oh yeah, he ain't giving no fuck about getting caught.
still frame photo from the movie Fight Club. After that, he posted a photo taken in his car with the words, "Here comes hell. It's redemption, right?" which are lyrics from the song Black Cadillac by the band Hollywood Undead. However, he saved his worst for last, with his final Instagram story in this unsettling series being a blurry photograph of what seemed to be a woman's bloody torso, captioned, "I'm sorry, Bianca." Not satisfied with just getting his message across on Instagram, additionally, by about 6 a.m., even more graphic images of Bianca's slain body were posted on the messaging platform Discord. Brandon posted a picture of Bianca's body alongside the caption, "Sorry fuckers, you're going to have to find someone else to orbit." And correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I understand, orbiting means kind of obsessing over someone, or as some people call it, simping. Reportedly, some of the members of the private chat where the photo was posted were Bianca's friends, who then scrambled to attempt to figure out if they were real and began sounding alarms with local authorities. At about 7:20 a.m., Utica police arrived at the scene of the crime, being dispatched after they had received numerous calls with some concerned people phoning from other states, and even one from Brandon himself, in which he called 911 and made incriminating statements, as well as threatened self-harm. The first officer at the scene found Brandon's black SUV in a wooded spot near the end of a residential road, additionally spotting a male figure lying on the ground next to the car. However, upon law enforcement's approach, Brandon began to stab himself in the neck. The police report that next, as they attempted to approach him, Brandon moved so that his body was laying across a green tarp that seemed to be covering something on the ground a short distance from the car. Brandon began taking photos of himself on top of the tarp and posting them to Snapchat. A spokesperson for the Utica Police Department later told BuzzFeed News that as Brandon was posting these stories, the officers had him at gunpoint. In screenshots captured from Brandon's Snapchat stories, Brandon is bleeding from injuries.
Oh, bro ain't give up. Bro was crashing out, bro. Bro was ready to crash out. Nah, he already crashed out, but I'm saying like, damn.
On his neck, lying atop the very tarp the police had found him on. Officers asked Brandon what was underneath the tarp, and at that point, Brandon reportedly confirmed that it was Bianca's body. As more officers arrived at the scene, agents were finally able to get within a close enough range of Brandon to start to engage. After a brief struggle, they were able to disarm and arrest him. The following day, after receiving emergency surgery for his self-inflicted knife wounds, Brandon Andrew Clark was officially charged with second-degree murder for the brutal kill.
Nah, bro took 2 L's. Bro took 2 L's. You usually try to kill yourself, stab yourself. And that shit didn't work. And now you're in jail, bro. 1, stab yourself, bleeding, all that other shit. You're in pain. You have a whole scar now, bro. Like, you're done now. And then stitch all that up. Get your ass to jail, nigga. The fuck wrong with you? Ain't no way, bro. The 2 L's back to back, bro. I'm not letting that slide, bro. I'm not letting that slide.
Brutal killing of Bianca Devins. However, despite what appeared to be a very open and shut case, there are many nuances to this murder which lend themselves to critique, as this murder and its aftermath show the ripple effect of social media. Many would highlight the failure of the social media platforms themselves to protect and censor the violent information being shared by Brandon. BuzzFeed News reported that as of Sunday night, many hours after being posted at dawn, the photo of Bianca's body had only been put behind a sensitive content filter, but it was still up on Brandon's story. At this point, when BuzzFeed News reached out to Instagram, their spokesperson declined to comment. The BBC reports that while Instagram eventually took Brandon's stories down, screenshots suggest that those stories still remain publicly available for over 20 hours. And of course, since Instagram stories expire in 24 hours, this made little difference. Prior to his account being deleted on the Monday following the murder, Brandon's Instagram account profile bio had been updated to read 10/06/1997 to 7/14/19. Just know that I feel no pain now. While Instagram has not confirmed when the first reports of Brandon's violent posts began, in the hours that followed its posting early that Sunday morning, the image went viral, with reshares and reposts that reached far beyond the original group of Bianca's concerned friends. By Sunday night, images of Brandon's crimes were also being shared on Twitter, and while many users began to ask that people avoid watching or reposting, unfortunately, their voices were largely drowned out by the viral frenzy. By Monday, when police had confirmed the images were real, Bianca's murder had its own trending hashtag. Hashtag RIP Bianca. Sadly, many of those sharing news of this story with the hashtag were also posting disturbing photos. This is what I was referring to at the start of this video when I was asking you to think about the content that you comment on and the content that you share on platforms like Instagram. And I'm not saying you're the type of person that would go around sharing these disturbing photos for kicks, because the truth is, even if your intentions are entirely good, we sometimes, myself included, get caught up in trying to share content or stories that we want people to turn their attention to, important crises or cases, without really thinking about maybe sharing graphic or disturbing photos is not necessarily the best way to go about it, if that makes any sense. Due to the attention this story was garnering virally, more and more people were trying to learn more about Brandon and Bianca by going directly to their Instagram accounts. Brandon's Instagram saw increased traffic in the day after the murder, gaining thousands of followers in the span of time it took Instagram to take down his account, which critics note took an exceptionally long time, despite the fact that it violated community guidelines. Posthumously, after her death, followers on Bianca's Instagram account also snowballed quickly. According to tracking website Social Blade, Bianca's main Instagram account skyrocketed from 2,000 followers she had prior to her death to over 160,000 followers within weeks of her murder. Even more atrociously,
Why do people follow him? How do they die? Like, that shit don't make no sense like that. Like, that's literally so dumb. Like, that shit's so stupid.
Other Instagram users were using this viral moment to try to capitalize on Bianca's follower growth to try to gain more followers of their own. Dozens of users spammed her pictures with despicable comments like, "Follow me! DM me for full video and picture." Others with private pages commented that they had posted images of her body that could only be accessed by following their account. Some attempted to peddle their own products or lead viewers to their own memes. Other users created brand new accounts or temporarily changed their usernames to something similar to Bianca's account, trying to capitalize on this tragedy turned internet moment to gain more followers. When the BBC reported on the case, they reached out to several of the copycat accounts for comment, and one such account stated they had done it for social media clout. People will do anything that gains them followers and some popularity. Another user vowed to stop. However, after an hour of changing it to something different, they reverted back to the offending username. As someone who has been lucky enough to build a decent Instagram following, I've certainly seen my fair share of individuals trying to capitalize on certain moments or trying to do their damnedest to build that follower count. So seeing or hearing about individuals trying to take advantage of someone's death is unfortunately not surprising to me, but it certainly shines a horrifying light on how desperate people can be to grow their following for that clout. In what can be viewed as a slight restoration of faith in humanity, starting the day after the murder, a strong opposition began to form online as well, whose efforts served to counterattack the exploitive, incendiary spam and traumatizing posts. A grassroots campaign of Instagram users decided to adopt the hashtag #PinkForBianca, and they began posting tens of thousands of pastel-colored images of sweet things like flowers, hearts, baby animals, pretty clouds, and landscapes, all directly paying homage to Bianca's own Instagram aesthetic. In doing this, they were largely able to shield Bianca's tagged posts from being overrun by graphic images of her death. Many of these accounts attempting to defend Bianca even after her death were generally run by young women about Bianca's age. The BBC also interviewed users who ran these accounts to get their thoughts, with one of these users, a 21-year-old named Naomi, explaining she joined because "I just couldn't let these monsters win." Brandon's sentencing was initially scheduled for April 2020, but the trial as a whole was delayed due to the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. Standing trial with second-degree murder charges, Brandon's initial legal strategy was to plead not guilty to Bianca's murder. However, in a twist to his case, on February 10, 2020, he decided to plead guilty instead and now faces as much as 25 years to life in prison. Brandon also apologized directly to Bianca's family, telling the court, "I think I need to realize what I did I can't undo as much as I want to. I need to face it. I apologize to all the people that knew and loved her. I apologize to everybody affected by this, to everybody who had to see that horrific picture of her. I know sorry is not enough, and it won't take back what I did. I wish I had more to give." Brandon's next court appearance was initially scheduled for November 10, 2020, but as there are no reports on that outcome at the time of this recording, I'm assuming that it has been pushed due to the pandemic yet again. Bianca's mother, Kimberly Devins, and other members of her family were grateful to those who had taken up the #PinkForBianca movement. She thanked those who were continuing to spread a message of love, not violence, in Bianca's name, telling them, "You have provided us much comfort in this unimaginably difficult time." Several days later, she released an official statement for the press, saying, "My heart is completely shattered, having lost my best friend. We will always remember her beautiful smile that lit up our lives. Her spirit will strengthen us and live on forever." This was a very, very tragic case to cover. And while obviously the murder was horrific, in many ways, the fallout of it, the aftermath, was almost equally as horrific in its own way. You know, just seeing how predatorial people can be in taking advantage of such a savage and horrifying murder to try and find their own personal gain. I think it just really goes to show how much social media has changed the way we see and approach the world. And hopefully learning about this case will change how we, myself included, approach the content we consume on these social media platforms. So going back to our central question of whether or not the worst monsters are no longer hiding in the dark, but out here in the light of the technology beaming into our faces, the monster in this case wasn't just Brandon Andrew Clark. The monsters were also the people that seized upon this moment to try and make it their own. Thank you for coming along this with me, and as always, if you have an internet crime you want me to cover with all of you, please send it my way, shoot me a message, and who knows, next time the story being told might just be one that you've sent in. Until then, take care and stay safe online.
That shit's crazy, bro. Alright, y'all. That's my reaction to the savage murder of an Instagram e-girl, Bianca Devins. Fuck Andrew Clark. Wait, fuck Brandon Andrew Clark. Fuck that losing hair, scar on his neck. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Road to 2,000 subs. Like, comment, subscribe. And rip Bianca. See what I'm saying, man? That shit crazy. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Road to 2,000 subs. Share the video to your grandpa and your black mamba snake that lives in LA. Kobe. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Chase your dreams. But no macaroni chasing for you. Love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, we out.